Is this it? All right, man. I hear it. Well, good morning, Mike. Don't forget. Yeah, this is a good idea, Mike, because we need more people to talk about sim racing in our lives. It's been a while since there's been like dual discussions going on between two people that spend way too much money and time on this kind of crap. Well, ask my wife about that, and she'll tell you about the money part. No, I don't think so. Let me see. I don't hear any music on the broadcast. It's just on your end. That's all right. We can just talk. Well, no, we got 4 people on there right now. Yep. Hi guys. Thanks for coming on. Well, now it says 5, so welcome. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to a beautiful Sunday morning. Hopefully for everybody who's out there, it is a beautiful day. I know there's a lot of people in North America on the West Coast that are dealing with a lot of crap right now, weather-wise and fire-wise, and just glad to be here and capable of doing this. Thanks to all the hard work Mike Tanti is putting together over there in his laboratory. Yeah, the Mickey. I know I'm blocking, like I'm in my bedroom, so I got to. And by the way, I am married, and this is Freddie Mercury over here on the wall. My wife's a big fan of Queen and Freddie, so she's got a big poster over there, and she's also a San Francisco fan. But I'm trying to block that out because I'm not a fan. So you watched the qualifying for Formula One today? Yeah, I just watched the highlights. Guess who? Guess who got pole? Oh, really? All right. Guess who didn't get pole? Everybody. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can just keep talking because we always talk anyway. Um, well, yeah, video cards, but we should probably just. We'll get to that. I mean, basically, I think that yeah, I mean, I'm not spending any money until those things come out because, obviously you're always shopping, always looking to upgrade, and we're constantly doing cost analysis, trying to figure out what's the best and cheapest way to get the most bang for your buck. And these cards are looking pretty amazing for the cost. Not quite. Yeah, that's yeah, really. The for me, yeah, if I'm gonna dump $700 plus tax or whatever, yeah, it's gonna be awesome because they're saying it's going to be like uh, twice as capable as the 2080s. So you know, you know what the positive part about this is that the DIY guys, the guys who build their own setups and systems and everything, they're going to be able to go out there and go buy these very capable cards for really cheap coming up in the next like 4 months, 3 months, 4 months. So I know for me, that's money's always something to consider and to get a. Right now, I'm only on a 1080, so getting getting a 2080 Ti would be a huge improvement for me. But well, I would if I had a better card. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just recently switched to a 34-inch curve just because um, it's nice to see the detailed graphics that I think we would have that I miss out on in VR. Even though VR is so immersive, and there's really no comparison when you're in the car and you're able to look into your turns and actually see the apex and plan your entry in and see your exit out and stuff like that. There's really no comparison. The immersion is fantastic, but all of a sudden you switch to a monitor, and for those guys who have triple monitors, I mean, you get the full graphic, the way they're supposed to look. And I've missed that over the last year or so because you're right, I was primarily VR all the way through that last year, and now that I have a decent monitor, I'm kind of enjoying the way it looks and how smooth it's always running. Oh, it does. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I can totally agree with you there because you do lose. Now, if I had triple monitors, that's not really an issue because you can. Uh, yeah, yeah, DK2. Mm. Yeah, it's a totally new investment. Like you got to just totally. All right, I'm just throwing all my cash into it. Which mic? There's two mics. And don't say the bald guy.
Hello, is that better? Can you hear me now? We should have tested this, man.
Here, wait. Let me go. Let me put on the audio. Let me see.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear mine. So let me hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear yours, Mike.
What
on the stream. I can hear you on Zoom, but not on the stream.
Let's do this. Let's go. Properties.
Here we go.
Let's go mixer properties. Desktop. Monitor off.
So, guys, we're just trying to work out some of the technical glitches. We literally just put this together. Mike's been up
4 a.m.
since 4 a.m. I should point this way, actually.
Is that better? I wonder if you can hear me.
Let me see.
Very, very quiet. Okay, hold on a sec. Hold on. Let's crack this up here. Is that better? I don't know if that's Steve. I think that's Steve from SimSport.
You certainly don't sound as loud as I do.
No, and I don't know why. Actually, hold on a sec. Is that better? Let me do this. Let me unmute this box. Mute this box. See that? I can hear it on my stream over there. Mute this box.
Yeah, I can hear you. You
See
sound
that?
a
I
little
can
bit
hear it on my
better now.
All right. Let's see if I can turn up the volume a little bit more. Let's crank it up to 10, fuckers. So that's it. Microphone done. I don't know what else. Let's go here. We got 6 viewers. 6 viewers now.
Yeah, you're still a lot lower on the audio level, so I don't know. You're gonna have to work on.
We'll figure it out. As long as you can, if you can let me know in the chat, I can hear you now. Perfect. That's all I wanted to hear.
Okay.
All right. So what we were talking about? Video cards and VR.
Video cards, VR.
VR.
You know, what's the benefits? I mean, think about. You know, I'm always thinking on the budget side of things as well, because some of the new VR headsets can be pretty pricey, but a decent VR headset would be the same cost as a monitor now, you know?
Turn them back down. Fuck you. I think for most sim racers, I think a 3080 is going to be more than enough.
Oh, for sure.
A 30, even a 3070 is going to be more than most guys need.
Yeah.
A 3090 though, that's like whip it out and wave it around and show everyone what you got. You know.
Yeah, that's. Do we know what the price point is for the 90?
I think in the States it's $1,500 for a Founders Edition. So Canadian, that's like $2,000. I think the guys in the UK and Europe, it's like £1,400, £1,300. I think they're getting it at.
I'm gonna have to get a third job.
I'm gonna have to sell that right there.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
It does look pretty. So
probably save your life. Those things are dangerous.
It saves my wife from the wife.
My life from the wife. I've been going at this completely wrong. I've been doing the whole happy wife, happy life.
No, I just disappear. I'm going out. I'll see you in an hour, maybe 2. Depends if I run out of gas. So we have SimSport Racing in here. So story about SimSport Racing. They started racing with us in Exiled, 3-4 years ago?
Uh-huh.
Maybe longer. It's been so long since we started Exiled. And how you'll understand how most sim racing leagues go and groups go. They break apart into different factions and this and that. So these guys have been rocking AC when we decided to go to RF2. So they basically started running AC servers and doing great with that. And then we were walking RF2, and now I think we're all coming towards ACC.
Well, you know what? Okay, so to everybody that knows me in our sim racing league, because we do have a league as well, Exiled North America, shout out. Everybody knows I'm not a big fan of AC. I said, of course, and now go back a few years, yeah, it was fantastic and great.
Only because RF2 looked like a potato.
Yeah, but RF2 had such great force feedback that when you went over to AC, it was kind of like there's just something missing in there, and I don't know if it's how far force feedback has come to where you can feel like the weight of the car, uh, moving around, like when you're under braking or going through a turn, the resistance level. Um, it kind of lacked that. I haven't revisited AC as much as I should
There's the
have,
wife.
or
There's the
as I
wife.
should.
There's the wife.
Yeah, there's the
There's her
wife.
bum. I can see her bum.
Yeah. Here, we'll turn the camera a little bit so we don't have to stare at my wife's ass. Yeah, we're broadcasting. We're on camera.
uh, I see, and I loved RF2 when I first started,
Oh,
and
that's
then
great.
the potato graphics.
That's great.
I switched over to AC,
Well,
and
yeah,
we ran loads of great leagues in AC.
yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you the countless amount of races I've done on AC, but coming back to it, so all of a sudden you leave, or I leave. You know, I think the transition from AC to R Factor 2 was after 397 picked it up. And I started focusing on that, and I actually got back into like iRacing for a little bit. Um, and because I was enjoying the force feedback. I mean, RF2 still, in my view, is still the um, greatest sim that has developed the best form of force feedback. And
Well, I think that's Steve at SimSport. It's either Steve or Pinchy. I think it's Steve. He made a good AMS2 is feeling okay. To be fair, I've only ran maybe 2 hours in AMS2 because with all our league stuff, I never have time.
I did last night. I went
Yeah.
on and started trying to get so for any of the viewers or whatever, I just got a direct drive wheel, so I'm still trying to learn the software. It's an AccuForce V2, and just trying to work out trying to get the what I like out of a force feedback wheel, trying to get those settings right, and it's a constant thing, trying to adjust and tweak it and stuff like that. So, but I went in and I actually I didn't use the Sim Commander software. I actually just went into um, AMS2 and played with the in-game, and it was pretty good actually. I don't know. It felt a little light in the middle and a little biased, like as you got into turning and stuff like that. But I think that's all totally down to tweaking the actual settings in the wheel. But yeah, AMS2. This is what I love about AMS2. Okay, yeah, they're kind of ballsy putting out an unfinished product for people to purchase. I know there's a lot of
But
people out there.
that's typical Project Cars.
Let's not even go there. I mean, we know. Okay, I know we're kind of jumping around, but PC2 when they came out, I was like, wow, look at these graphics, and then I was like, wow, the force feedback actually doesn't feel too bad comparing it to like Assetto Corsa, right? And at that time, our league was the league that we were running at the time. We were doing all Assetto Corsa tracks and cars and stuff like that. So when I got on PC2, I was like, I like the way this feels. I was doing a lot of the GT3 stuff, the Porsche stuff,
Yeah.
and you know, but then it just kind of like, wait a second, there is still something missing here. Like I don't know if you raced PC2 very much, but like
We
that
used to
back
do we
end,
used
like
well
the cars would just,
just disappear.
you would just lose the
Lose it.
rear end of the car all the
Um,
time.
Chris Bourne or Sibo in our group, he used to always run fun races in it, and we just go on for a laugh. Like weird weather settings in the oddest car. We used to just go on for a laugh.
Dude, let me tell you, no sim. I mean, to me, when PC2 came out and they started having weather and stuff like that, like hitting those puddles and getting those aquaplaning, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that is freaking cool. Okay.
And to be fair, no other sim's really been able to do it.
Not to that.
Not to
I
that
mean, to me,
extent.
not to that. Even RF2, I'm like, puddles, man. Puddles will get you every time.
Yeah, it's. I'm.
But
I,
anyway,
I, I always like RF2, but
it's to me,
RF2 has pissed off so many people.
and you and I talked about this a little bit. I mean, there's the whole revamping of the user interface, like
But see,
definitely.
everyone complained about it. Everyone complained about the old user interface. Oh, it looks dated. This and that. This and that. So they changed it. You know, let's give it an. But now no one can find where anything is. You know.
It's just everybody got so used to that first
Yeah.
little panel that comes up.
Yeah.
And I'm, honestly, like I keep reverting back to the old one, primarily because I can launch the server from it.
Yeah.
And I can host like, little one-off races and stuff like that. So it's easier to do it from the old interface. But, um, they've come so far though, as far as their the cars that they have, like all the packs, the GT3, GTE, the Endurance, all of those things. Like when you got when you had some of the e-racing going on with that they were broadcasting, you had Fernando Alonso, stuff like that, driving it. But I think it's also a very familiar simulator to the professional guys, the guys who get paid to race for real, because they're used to racing the R Factor Pro stuff, So
Yeah.
they,
90% of them use RF Pro.
yeah.
So yeah, it's
Okay, so yeah, so SimSport, obviously yes. ACC. So we get into ACC again. I was initially, everybody in the groups were talking about how disappointed they were with the optimization of the
it took me a year.
graphics.
It took me a year and a
Yeah,
half to get it sorted. I finally
yeah.
got it sorted. What? Beginning of the year in VR, where I can actually play it without stuttering, without getting sick, and I never get sick in VR.
Yeah, for me, it was on the. Oh, yeah, me neither. I have a friend of mine actually who just got into VR and he's doing flight sim stuff, and he was calling me on the phone while he was trying his VR headset on for the first time, and he was like, "Wow, I can't believe it's like this." And then like 2 minutes later, he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna freaking throw up. I'll be right back." And you just hear the headset hit the ground, and he comes back. He goes, "Oh, dude, I literally threw up." So, I guess some people are able to handle it right off the bat. I didn't have
It
any
was funny
problems
because
when I first did it.
I got the CV1
Yeah.
and AC, set it all. Because me and the wife were on holiday in Spain when I ordered it when she was down at the pool, because it went pre-order. I'm like,
Just
buy
down at the
now,
pool.
buy now. So it arrived the day we got back from Spain. So
That's a nice little thing to return to, unless the
yeah.
wife's the one who stumbles upon it
No, she's
first.
like, "What's this box?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just something I ordered before we left."
This unmarked, unlabeled box.
So I get home, get it all set up, load up AC, because AC, as you know, out of the box is the best optimized for VR. And it was really the only sim other than iRacing, which I'm not even get started on iRacing. It was the only sim out of the box. You could plug it in, set your settings, boom, you're in the car. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
So I think I spent the first half an hour of driving, parking on the side of the track, getting out of the car,
Yeah,
and
and looking at the car.
watching the other guys go by like I was sitting at the track.
Yeah, like you're in the you're a trackside worker.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have a flag in your hand? You
I
were
should
like,
have. I should have. I should have. So that was just.
SimSport. What headset? Which VR set are you using? I want to see what and what kind of GPU do you use?
That's the
So
thing. Like, I also had issues because I'm running a Pimax, right? So I probably wouldn't have had so many issues if I was running, say, a CV1 or,
yeah, but
you
my
know,
CV1, I must have, I gotta really spend a lot of time in trying to figure out what I got going on because I'll tell you what, in AMS and AMS2 and PC2, no problems at all with the VR. As a matter of fact, it looks fantastic. It runs incredibly smooth. The graphics look great. You know, you're in the car. ACC, it's got some weird, like, I want to say like anti-aliasing. There's like some weird glimmer I catch across the track that's like a wobble. You know, it's really really weird. And
I went onto the forums. I think it was on Race Department, and
oh,
some
he's got a
guy,
Rift S and 1080 Ti. Okay.
yeah. So I think with like the Rift S and like he's basically got what I have, minus the Rift S. Um, I think with the Rift because it's not pushing so many pixels compared to say a Pimax, you know, where the Pimax is just a pain in the ass to set up. I'd get it, it'd be perfect, and the next time I go on, boom, stuttering, and I couldn't figure it out.
Not to mention the thing looks like this big on your freaking
Oh
head.
yeah, it's like a shark head. So definitely, but no, I think 3090 I'll be
It's
okay.
like having a 2x4 attached to your forehead.
I think getting the 3090 will be okay. We'll be able to crank it all up.
You know what? I got to tell you, the real thing that this is, I'm going to be just completely honest with you guys. I don't trust my wife. Okay. If I wear that VR headset, she likes to mess with me. I mean, you saw yesterday, she just walks by and smacks me upside the
Yeah.
back of the head, you know, or you know, I'll find later on that she broadcast a video of me going, ooh, you know, looking all around with that stupid thing on my face.
Lo does you behold, you're watching porn in it.
You know what, man, I have never tried. That's a whole nother thing. You know, you walk in on somebody doing that, that's a problem. Okay. How do nope, they'll never look at you the same.
All right, let's go on to the next topic. Project Cars 3.
Well, look, you know what? It's obvious a money grab. You know what I mean? It's literally just for the console. I mean,
But how do you make a simulator with no pit stops?
it's not a simulator, it's an arcade
Of
game.
course.
You know, and that's what they're doing. They're just catering what they did. This is what they did. They went out and they polled, right? They went around and they looked at all the numbers coming in of all the people that purchase games. And you know, the thing we have to admit is that true sim racing, it's a niche. Okay, it's a very small section of the pie. Okay, the people that want the most reality, you know, the most realistic
Oh, I know
sense.
some anal sim racers.
Yeah.
Like they are. Yeah. I think we all do.
So so I mean, but we're a niche. We're a small little sliver of the pie. And even though we're very vocal and we talk about it and all this stuff, watch PC3 will pick up a ton of sales on the console. Okay, because that's really what it's being built for. It's for, you know, the young guys that just want to get out and race and not have to worry about grip and worry about, you know, gas and laps and tire wear and heat and all that stuff. They just want to get on there and race their asses off. And you know, it's going to be, I think, focused more towards the multiplayer console user with a controller in their hand, right? Um, yeah, it's not a sim, and they created a good engine for AMS2, basically, you know.
Yeah, I think
I mean, why are we
AMS2.
even concerned about PC3 when AMS2 is there? Why is that even?
I think AMS2 is basically the succession of Project Cars.
It's more than that though, because
It is because they've taken what they've learned from AMS1 and now with the engine and
they're actually putting the work into it.
oh yeah, like
Okay,
I'm looking at
and
the notes now, like some of the stuff that's due to come up, like VR spectator cameras. No sim has that.
no,
No sim has that where you can sit with a VR on the side of the track and watch the
right,
race.
right.
You know,
I think that's a great idea too. Well,
so
no, I mean there is. I mean, I think in our factory you can sit out and, or is it Project Cars? Oh no, it's Project Cars too. They let you kind of, like one of the camera views, you're on the straightaway and you're like up on the in the bleachers,
I
and
never
you're,
I never spectate.
well, I have. You can do it in replays too.
So yeah, so yeah, definitely Project Cars 3, definitely money grab for the console kids.
And it's
But don't get
just,
me wrong, there's some, and this is where it really irks me about some sim racing pages or groups, and I changed it on Sim Racers TM where they were saying um, Gran Turismo, not a sim. I'm sorry, it may not be a sim in a sense that because it's on a console, but it's a FIA approved sim. They use it for sim racing leagues that are FIA backed. You know, what actually classifies as a sim?
well, that's what I mean is there's the niche, right? Because um
You always have the PC Master Race. You'll always have that.
yeah.
You know,
Well, you know what? For me, I think one of the, going back to the roots of actual sim racing, like when I first got into it in 1994ish, and we uh, we had some very rudimentary sims. But for me, I remember on Grand Prix 2, there was, God, it was always like a race at Monza or something like that. But I was racing the AI, and I remember like a car would blow an engine. And by the way, these scars, I'm a cook, and these are burns from work, from the ovens at work. I'm not trying to kill myself, not yet. Um, we So I remember cars blowing their engine, and you would pass them, right, because there would be smoke and you'd see a little fire on the car. And this is 1994, and all of a sudden you come back around the next lap and the car is actually being lifted and craned off the track. I used to think that was so cool, the realism of that. And for me, that was like, from there on out, I was all about like, is the sim realistic? You know, um,
can you hear my puppy barking?
I don't. Oh, now I do. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know what the wife's doing. Your
All
wife,
my dogs are gone.
I'll give you the heads up if the wife walks in.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I'll give you the heads up.
actually, I'm in the back of my mind. I'm thinking, I should always leave my camera on and in the corner. That way, I could see it coming. I could bob or weave if I have to.
All right, so PC3, I think we've all come to determination it's not a sim.
I won't buy it. I
I'm
won't
not
buy it.
gonna.
I've got
I'm like, I
AMS
won't.
too. Why would I even
Yeah.
buy? I mean, you've got the great graphics and way better physics, and like I was out there. I was on there for probably an hour last night running AMS2, and it felt. I mean, I was still tweaking it and everything, but it felt really good. Um, but I tell you what, you get on R Factor 2 and you start running laps at Sebring. Oh man,
Run
I
laps at
love it.
Sebring in motion. It's not that.
Mm-mm.
It's not that fun. That rig rattles me. Like it's just like, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's that's a I just got interrupted here. Hold on. There we go. Um, that's a step I don't think I'll take unless I do get that little garden shed from Home Depot and the wife lets me move out of the house. If she sees that shit, if I if I if all of a sudden she comes in and my rig's sitting, 4 inches higher than it was, and she'll be like, "What is going on over
So
here?"
let me grab something here. 1 second. So I built the SFX kit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the
What is that? What is
actuator.
that? What does the actuator weigh? Like, what is the weight on that thing?
It's got to be about 50 pounds. At
Just
least.
that?
Just
Just the
this.
actuator?
Just the actuator's got to be about 50
So you're
pounds.
telling me that that's heavier
Oh, 1 second here.
than
Where'd
the?
our video go?
Oh yeah, we're frozen.
Did Zoom kill us?
Zoom's good. It's the
No, we're frozen here as well.
that's you froze.
No, I'm back. I think Zoom only lets us do it for like 45 minutes.
Why do I see your mouse moving on the
Because
screen?
hold
Oh,
on.
because you're just broadcasting your screen.
All right, so I've started my video again. Look at that face. We're locked there. 1
I
second.
know.
So I'm gonna. You know what, dude? Go into the Discord chat group really quickly here, so we can keep the voice going.
All right, hold on.
There you go. Go into the live show when it's locked, so don't go in it. There we go.
There we go.
So I'm gonna stop the Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Really quickly. It seems like it should be working. So let's just stop it.
I left it.
And meeting for all. So let's do this. Let's go back to here. I gotta start it again. I'm gonna send you all the info in chat, mate. So.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there. That was weird. We'll be right back.
Technical difficulty.
I think Zoom only gives you like 45 minutes free. Host a meeting with video on. Open. All right. Join with computer audio. So participants. Invite. Copy invitation. I'm going to send you in Facebook chat, mate.
Okay.
There you go. Admit. I'm admitting you to the chat. All right, so are we back? Ah, we're back. See, look at that. Fixed it.
Perfect.
All right, sorry about that. So yeah,
That's all
let's bring this
right.
bad boy up again. So that's the SFX actuator.
Yeah, let me mute. There we go. All right. Yeah, look at that. I mean,
hold on. I'm gonna mute. What are we muting here? Are we muting the Zoom one? Yeah, mute all. Yes. You hear me still?
I can still hear you.
All right, there we go. Do you need me on TeamViewer to start it for you? Screw you. So yeah, there's the SFX actuator. So for
Yeah, that
those
thing's
on my
ridiculous.
P1X, it moved it. Don't get me wrong, it moved it very well. But then I got D-Box.
Hey, I'm going to turn my Discord off.
All right. Can you still hear you? I think I've muted you in. Hold on.
Oh, so we're using Discord for the audio? Is that what you're saying?
I think we were, yeah. I don't know. Can you still hear us in the chat? It was just really echoey.
Hang on.
Oh no, I think we're fine now. We're good now. We should be good.
So are we using the Zoom for the audio?
Yeah, we're using Zoom. Oh, where'd it go? Oh shit! I just closed the screen. You can't close the screen. What happened here? Boom. Where'd our screen go? Wow. I just royally screwed that up. Cancel. Let's do this. Back to here. Let's move this bad boy over here. Let me. Where's our face cam? Where's our. What happened to our. It's like I've totally lost it. Oh, let's do this. Add. Game capture. I hit a button by accident while we were doing this. Add source.
Yeah, he's saying you're not loud.
I'm not a screamer. I'm sorry.
I'm not either.
Wow. I can't get the Zoom page here. Let's do this. Let's go. Remove. We're still here. Yes. We're just trying to fix shit. Cammy broke it. Cammy always breaks it. Oh, that's why. Window capture. Add source. Let's try this again. Done. Well, that screen's just gone completely white. Well,
Yeah.
that's not it. What have I done? Window capture, add source, video capture, add source. There we go. Done. I had to fix it. So I'm just going to do this. I got to move us all the way to the bottom now. And I got to re-enter it all. There we go. I'm messing with shit here, aren't I?
You sure are, my friend.
Phase cam bar. Where did it go? I've put it somewhere. And I don't know where I've put it. Oh, that's why. I've got it. I can do this. All right. So. Ooh, I don't want that. Control Z. There we go. Hey, I found us. There we go. Look what I did. I fixed it. Am I still really quiet, guys? I don't know why I'm not as loud.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you have a microphone boost you can turn on in Windows or
I'm opening my
something?
sound settings now. So, advanced volume, master volume. Oh, that's loud. All right. It doesn't give me an option for, let's just do this. Mic. Oops. Microphone setup.
Hey, whoever's watching, just tell us like if his volume's getting back to normal or whatever. Maybe it's a crappy headset.
I probably is a crappy headset. I don't know why I bought
No,
this.
but you know what? You sound perfectly fine in Zoom. So
I'm just gonna keep moving you around. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't. I don't know. Let's do this. Properties.
you don't have a standalone microphone?
No, I might have to get one though.
I've listened to mine. It sounds pretty good, I think. So
Filters. Properties. Okay, is that better? Can you hear me better now?
I don't know. Somebody has to tell us if we're
I don't know.
sounding better. But anyway.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, where were we?
Well, we were discussing the difference, like PC3 and how we will not subscribe.
I'm
One
just
of,
messing shit as we talk. Don't worry about
I
what
know.
I'm doing.
I can tell. I can tell. I'm not even gonna look at the screen anymore because you're distracting
Okay.
me.
Yeah, he says it's better now. All right, cool.
So you know what? Let's talk about iRacing for a second because I'll tell you what. This is my story with iRacing. So sim racing pretty consistent from 94ish all the way up until probably about, I would say probably about 8 years ago, and then all of a sudden I just kind of lost interest for a little bit, and I moved, and just a lot of life stuff kind of got in the way, and then I got in a really bad motorcycle accident and almost lost my leg, and I spent 4.5 months in the hospital, laying on my back, and my left leg was the one that got injured. So my left foot got really, really bad because I ended up with like drop foot and atrophy with all the tendons and ligaments and stuff like that. It took a while. It took like a year for me to get to walking normal again. But while I was laying in that freaking hospital for all that time, I was kind of going back through the things that I love to do, the hobbies and stuff like that. What would I be able to do? What won't I be able to do? Um, and I ended up thinking about the sim racing again because it's just one of those things that I just absolutely love. And I was like, oh shit, my foot may never be able to work again, like the right way. Like it could possibly, I mean, I guess I could use my right foot to, shift from gas to brake or whatever, but I always left foot brake. So when I got out of the hospital finally, it probably took about a month and a half, 2 months for me to get to even a point to where I could flex my foot, like the angle of my foot. And I started hearing a bunch more about iRacing, and I had a gaming laptop, and I pulled out my old Fanatec CSR wheel and connected it up to the laptop, and I started to try running some laps. And at first it was really difficult. Like my foot just didn't want to work very well, and a lot of pain and stuff like that. But after weeks and then a month or two, all of a sudden I start getting a lot of good flex in my foot. And it was a while before they let me get into physical therapy because I had a bunch of wounds that needed to get healed and stuff like that. So when they finally gave me the go ahead to go get physical therapy, I go show up at the doctor's office, and they start measuring my range of motion, and they're like, "You realize you're only like 5 degrees off of your actual range of motion on your foot?" And I was like, "How the hell?" And I started thinking, it's a sim racing, man. That was like the best therapy I could have done for my foot, man, was using that left foot as the brake. And so I got really into iRacing for probably a good 4 or 5 months. That I felt like the force feedback was really great, and then I started talking with a bunch of guys that I used to race with for years, and they were talking about Assetto Corsa and R Factor 2. So eventually I went ahead and bought Assetto Corsa, and then I bought R Factor 2. And yeah, iRacing, because then all of a sudden you have a league, right? And this is what I'm trying to get to. So iRacing is awesome because they've mastered the multiplayer scene, the organized races,
Oh
and
yeah.
all of that stuff. Like their platform is the bar, like that's, nobody else does it better. But I really feel that there is a lack of community. There's a loss of, um,
Oh no, their forms are huge.
well, no, I get the forums and everything, but for us to get like in a league format, the
Thing
way
is,
we like
because you have
our
to,
league and stuff like that, you
yeah,
have,
you have to pay for practice servers. You have to pay. They make you pay for everything.
yeah,
And that's the stumbling block. A lot of guys say, "Oh, it's not expensive. Just pick your one card and your tracks and this and the league you want to run in." I,
bullshit.
I I understand that. I understand that you can just pick your one car, your one track, or your whatever tracks are in the season, and it should only cost you $100. But then you add the sub. Then you add, okay, I want to do practice time. Yeah, sure, you can practice on by yourself. But what fun is that? What I like about leagues that we've all been in is we all hop on the server one night. You don't pay a bloody cent, and you sit there, run laps, chat, and have a good laugh.
That's what I'm talking about. Community, right? Like you're in constant talking with the people that you race against every week. Like we hold races every Sunday night, and the group of guys that we race with, they're skilled. They're the racing is great. Like I go over to iRacing and I get into a race and I'm usually taken out within the first 2 laps. And it's always somebody ramming me, getting me from behind and turning me around or whatever. And it's just like, and then we go into our league, and our league, they just know how to race, and they know how to hold their own and keep their line, and give each other room to duke it out, and not only that, but then we get to talk about it afterwards, and we have a support page so everybody can talk about their race and talk about what happened, and to me, that's what iRacing isn't.
And I have a 5-year sub or something like that, and I hardly use it. I'll go on it to see what's changed. Like they just had a big update yesterday.
Yeah, I saw
So they
that.
had the new LMP2 car, the new C8 Vet, and you literally had.
I was wondering who was going to come out with the vet first. I figured it was going to be iRacing or R Factor, just either one of the two.
I think it's coming in R Factor 2 next.
Well, it should. I mean, they have the Corvette and everything else, so they got to come up with the new one. And I would race it because I love the way that thing looks.
Marcel's got a vet, so he's definitely gonna race it. He'll definitely do what he can to get it in there. So. But yeah, that's iRacing to me. It's just like blah. It's got its great points. Don't get me wrong. Nothing can beat its online. Just hop in, race whenever you want. Against other people. That's cool. I understand why people like it. I understand the licensing. I understand why people spend so much money on it. But it's not for everyone. A lot of us started out on it.
Yeah, well, and then there's
What's going on?
Oh, I don't know. Something just
all right. So
lagged.
A lot of people started out on it because they were all told it's
Stop moving your mouse. Stop moving your mouse all over the screen. It's like a little fly out of the corner of my eye. It just keeps going around and around. You're not even doing anything. You're just moving it.
I didn't even realize I had it over there. It's because I'm clicking on stuff trying to bring stuff up. We're going to bring up on the screen, but everyone, like, the first thing they do, like, they join a sim racers group, like Sim Racers TM or Sim Racing or Sim Sport or Exiled or what other groups are out there. There's so many now, and they're like, well, what should I race? I'm going to buy everything on iRacing. And then they get it. They run 3 laps in the Mazda and they can't keep the car on the track. Right?
Well, yeah, there should always be a buyer beware. Like, hey, you got to put your time in. You got to practice. You got to, I know guys who jumped right in. I have a good friend of mine who just started sim racing this year, and he got it because, missing a huge topic here, and that's quarantine and COVID. Okay, because that's really where this whole sim racing thing blew up. Once you start broadcasting it on network television, every Yahoo, every person that's sitting at home and drinking a Budweiser watching NASCAR, they're going to be like, holy shit, I could get on and I can race a NASCAR. Well, guess what? Yes, you can. You can go left very, very fast. And they did it. They got on it. They started getting understanding, because that's what it takes. It takes time to just understand, oh, this is a simulator. This is not like Need for Speed or
Yeah,
like,
where where's my nitro boost? Where's my nitro boost?
what was that one arcade game where you drove the Ferrari around the convertible Testarossa?
Outrun.
Cruising
No.
California.
It was called Outrun.
Outrun,
It was
yeah.
called Outrun.
You
Where
just
you
had to jump that bridge, like
yeah
that one.
yeah
Yeah.
Outrun because you had the blonde the blonde
Yeah, the
beside you.
blonde.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were probably like, "Oh, this is not, you know." Like I had a couple guys contact me through Facebook um, when NASCAR first broadcast their first virtual race. He posted on his Facebook, "Wow, I can't believe that they broadcast a virtual race and it looks pretty cool. I totally want to get one of those setups." And I'm like, "Hey, dude, you don't know this, but I've been doing this a long time." And then all of a sudden, like 2 or 3 guys were like messaging me, "Hey, what does it take to get in?" So there was like this huge interest for people. But, when I put the dollars in front of them and said, like, "Okay, here's 3 levels of sim racing. This is what, you can go really budget, you can go mid budget, you go high budget." And I put the numbers in front of them and they went, "Oh,
Oh, it's not cheap. It's not a cheap hobby.
yeah, no." They
Oh,
were
it's
thinking
not
like,
a cheap hobby.
no.
Like it's
Listen, I used to be into RC cars and flying, RC airplanes and helicopters, and that was
that is an expensive hobby when you're on the track, and that is why I got into that.
I can't
Because
see that. There you go. Show everybody your motion rig.
let's go to this. So that's why I went into that thing.
Your neighbors, when you have your garage door open, your neighbors must think you're nuts.
Oh, the one is just like, "Dude, can I come try it?" I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah, man, come have fun.
Totally beats playing darts.
The one neighbor was like, he's like, "Can I have a shot?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's pretty addicting." He's like, "Oh, I don't have an addictive personality." 4 hours later, he finally left my garage. 4 hours. I'm just like,
I had something
dude.
like that happen. I had a friend come over and I sat there with him for about 15 minutes watching him go around the track. I always put the line on the track, the racing line on the track, so they know where, because nobody knows. You grab somebody off the street, they're not going to know how to go around, Imola or something like that, So you just, you put down the racing line, you say, "Stay on that line as best you can," and they're like, whoa. And then like 15 minutes later, I'm like, "All right, I'm just going to leave you by yourself for a little bit." And I just walked out and hung out with the wife, went out there, came back an hour later, and he's like, still sitting there driving it. And he's like, "This is amazing." So.
Yeah, I know it's an addicting hobby. It's an expensive hobby, and a lot of guys fall out of it fast.
That's another thing too. Yeah, the used equipment market is going to be huge in the next 3 months because all these guys who bought wheels, who thought that they can get on iRacing and then suddenly end up on NBC on a Sunday morning, they're going to be like, "Shit."
They're not. Yeah, it's not happening.
I have a friend of mine who flips up. So he goes out on all the used stuff and buys like Logitech G29s for $150 and then he sells them for like $50 more, and in a month he's upgraded from, and this is like his 3rd time going through this, but he upgraded all his equipment from a G29 all the way up to Fanatec V3 AccuForce direct drive, and he just had to put that initial little fundage into buying the used equipment, and he was able to sell it so fast. Like, he posts it and it's gone that afternoon.
Oh yeah, it's kind of turned into like exercise equipment during COVID. No one's got anything in stock. Anyone who's got something wants a premium for it, but you all know as soon as it's all done, the market's going to crash. Like how many? Like I
Yeah,
have.
the bubble will burst for
Oh yeah, the
sure.
bubble burst massive, and you're already starting to see it where guys are starting to go back to work, and they're just like, I seen one this morning, guys posting up SFX Motion, P1X,
Oh, I saw that.
full
Yeah.
everything, 12 grand. I'm like 12 grand. SFX is like 2,500. The P100, okay, by the time you ship it to Canada or the States, it's 1,000. Your wheels like 1,000. You know, where are you getting this 12 grand from?
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy little market there for a little bit, but the positive thing about it is it brought a lot of new people into the sport
Well,
and
that's the
into
thing.
the hobby.
We got loads of new guys in the league because of it, and a lot of them are actually really good racers.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just like I said, it's always just about the dedication and the time that you put into it. For me, the addiction is the adrenaline I get. You know, it does bring my heart rate up. I do break a sweat. You know, it's you know something that there's nothing else in my life that requires that level of attention. You know, it doesn't. You forget to blink sometimes. You know,
Oh, amount of times I'm sitting there in the sim like, oh, I've never smack into the wall. You know, or you look up in your mirror at the wrong time just before the corner and just like, oh shit, on the
yeah.
brakes.
Or your dog comes in and licks your arm
Yeah,
while you're in VR.
she doesn't come in here. It's the door's always closed. The door is
My dog
always
always comes up and scares the shit out of me when I'm on VR.
messing with my camera here. Ever since I took it off, I can't get it right now. I blame you.
I know. I get blamed for everything.
I
It's
know.
okay.
So, oh, we're up to 7 viewers. We've been going for an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer you want to do this.
I'm pretty much done, and we should probably just do an hour and not talk about everything. We can talk
I'm just
about we
waiting
can
to get.
leave stuff for next week.
I'm just waiting to get new gear. As soon as all this stuff goes on sale, I'm just like, buy now, buy now, buy now.
Yeah, yeah, I
You know,
agree. I'm ready to spend some money.
I've already seen like a bunch of SimuCube 2s go up on sale,
Yeah, I saw
and I'm
that
just
too.
like $1,200 American. I'm like, oh my god, really? For a pro?
I'll tell you what, I'm the perfect example of the guy that took an opportunity to upgrade, and I got stuck in the middle of the COVID shipment thing,
Well, yeah, because
and
like even with my connection
thanks,
with
SimSport. Thank you very much.
SimLab, you know, and being fairly good friends with Richard, the owner, I couldn't even help you out. I got you a
Yeah,
discount.
yeah. No,
I
no,
got you a
no.
very
You were
nice discount, but
look,
I
look.
couldn't even help with the getting you one like in a week or 2 weeks.
I get it. Hey, look. You know what? I also ordered a brand new screen door 3 months ago, and they're constantly giving me the runaround as to where my screen door is. And I got.
It's on a
I'll tell you what, though.
submarine.
There's no way I was as excited to get a screen door as I was to get my direct drive and my SimLab rig. Because number one, I ordered the stuff. I was so excited to see the order confirmations
Yeah,
come, and then all of a sudden the wait
it was like
and the
6 weeks,
wait.
wasn't it?
Oh no, more than that.
When did you order?
Like
You
my
ordered
my my AccuForce took 11
your
weeks.
AccuForce took longer than the SimLab rig.
No. Somehow, some way, I ordered it all perfectly, so they all came in within 3 days of each other in the same week.
That's
So
not bad.
the SimLab rig and the AccuForce came within a day of each other. And then my monitor, actually my monitor came with the rig
Yeah, your monitor
on the
because
same
the
day.
same day. I remember that because you sent me the pictures. Like, look what I got.
Yeah, so I think I actually got the AccuForce maybe a couple days ahead because I remember showing the wife, like, look at this, and she's like, what is that? What are you doing? But I was also on the pages and watching everybody freak out, but thanks to all the SimLab community and stuff like that, because they're all like, guys, just chill. When you get your rig, you're not going to be disappointed. When you get your wheel, the same thing with the AccuForce guys. When you get your wheel, you're not even going to think about how long you waited for it,
No, it's
because
like
you're going to,
anything.
yeah.
It's like anything, right? I'm on my what, fifth SimLab rig,
Yeah, well, that's nice, Mike.
but I started out on like his, because I've known Richard for years now. I started out on his very first GT1 Eve, the GT2. It was the GT2 I got was the first one I got, and then I got the demo version of the Team Redline in silver, and then I got a black Team Redline, and then now I've got the P1X. So four of them now. But and what I do is if I get a new one, I sell it to the community for a lot less than I paid for it. Everyone who's gotten one of my rigs is basically like, you've basically gotten a SimLab rig for half the cost.
Yeah,
You know.
that's the bonus of going that route.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is that they're so resilient. I can't believe it. Like, okay, so I was a desktop racer forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I did. I literally drilled holes through my desk and hard mounted my Fanatec wheelbase to it, and would
I
even
wonder if
strap
I
my
could.
pedals. What's that?
I wonder if I could find a picture of my very first rig. Keep
So
going. Keep going. Keep going.
so anyway, the and then last year Christmas, the wife bought me kind of a cheap. Well, I mean, it was about $400, I think, after shipping and everything, but it was a rig that was built very well for a um, not a direct drive wheel. And you and I started talking, and you were like, "Dude, you got to go SimLab. That's the way to go." And I started looking at all the options and everything, because when I pretty much made the decision to get a direct drive wheel, I was like, I gotta get another rig. My wife was so mad that she bought me that other one, and I just had to explain to her it just wasn't going to be sufficient for the new wheel I was getting. But I kept the seat, because the seat's pretty comfortable.
I'm going to show
So
you one of my first rigs here. I'm just downloading it because I have to download the images onto the computer.
yeah, yeah.
So 1 second here. So keep going. You're gonna
But
laugh when you see what I started out on.
I can't wait to see that.
All right, so let's add an image here. So I'm just gonna put it over both of us here. So I'm gonna add an image. Image. Add source. So add new source. Add source. Browse.
I have a picture somewhere of me back in like in 1994
So here's
on my
my
rig.
first rig. Let's just crop this so you can actually see it. Oh, what am I doing here?
Yeah, you got to drag it more into. Oh, look at that, dude.
That was in.
Well,
I
you
was
got to get it into the middle of the screen so we can see it. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool though, dude. I
so
mean,
that
that
that's
was
a used seat out of a Mazda RX-7. Sorry, a Mazda Miata, or what do they call them in the Europe again? MX-3. I can't remember. So there's that one, and then let's just delete that one. Let's add a new image here. Add source. Add source. Image 1. Browse. Come on. Oh. Oh, Jesus.
yeah, you're flipped sideways.
I am flipped sideways, aren't I? I'll see if I can rotate it. Invert selection. Transform. Rotate 90 degrees. There we go. So that was my rig.
Oh yeah, Ron Burgundy.
Have to have the Ron Burgundy. I still have him. He's up here. So that was my rig. And then it was just down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole after that.
I didn't
buddy.
even have that. That was a pretty nice little setup you had there.
Well, I started out on a desk. I definitely started on a desk, but I'm like, I need to do this. I got hooked. So
That's a hilarious. Well, how did your? Okay, so you had the pieces that came up the side.
yep, and they actually
And then-
slid. So I made it so you could actually slide it forward, and then bring it into position when you're racing. It didn't move. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, but what? So that was not finished yet, though. That photo that you put up with the two pieces of wood that were on the side.
No,
like
no,
that,
no, no, no. That was me in the process of building it.
That was in the process. So
Yeah.
you still had to put the cross beam
Yeah,
across for
yeah.
mounting the wheel and
I think
all
I
that.
paid the seat cost me 10 pound from the wreckers. The wood I think I paid $25 for. So it just goes to show you don't need a fucking thousands of dollars worth of rig to have fun.
Not to have fun, no.
No.
You know,
And you know what?
could
And
do-
I was so proud of building that thing. I had the boys over that night and we got drunk and raced for hours.
Dude, I was before even getting the last rig I had in December, I was looking at building a wooden rig. And well, let me just say this. I'm very glad that I have my SimLab GT1 Evo. Okay. I know it's not a P1X, but I love this thing. And what a difference, man. And let me tell you, people, if you've never been on a real solid rig before, like just the vibrations from the motor, I could feel it through the seat.
Yeah.
Okay. And it just doesn't move. It just doesn't move at all. I love it.
Well, we've been on for just over an hour. I've got to poop.
All right. Oh, I brought I'm sitting on a bucket.
Probably.
I'm broadcasting from the toilet, man.
You Californians are a little weird.
We are a little weird. We are a
So,
little weird.
Well, so
Mike,
next week we do this first episode 1. We did episode 1.
Yeah.
We made
Thank
it
you,
through.
everybody.
Thanks to the guys who are watching.
And
Someone's calling me from Courtney, DC. I don't know who it is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes next week. But
yeah, we'll do episode 2 next Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And then at some point, you and I need to like race each other doing something like online so that people can see us.
Speaking of race, I got an idea. We've only got 5 viewers. I don't know if there's probably 2 of them are us. We've probably only got 3 viewers. Let's do. I'll put up a server. I'll put up a server on one of the exiled servers. I won't name it an exiled server. And let's do I'll put a car on there and a track. It'll all be free cars, free tracks. And people record their lap times and post it on the page. And we'll think of some type of gift to give. Signed picture of us. We'll figure something out. Maybe a Steam gift card.
Oh my God! I wouldn't even give you my mailing address. Not for that.
I've already got it. You're about to get a bunch of adult content.
Some unmarked packages. That's hilarious.
We'll figure something out.
All right.
Let's end it
Hey
at
guys,
that.
everybody who did tune in, thank you very much. It was fun. It's always good to talk to you, Mike. So feel free to chime in anytime, guys. Leave us some notes, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Maybe.